On the one extreme, some want the Tar Heels to aggressively seek an ACC exit, the way Clemson and Florida State are already doing. On the other end of the spectrum, you have those who want the Tar Heels to aggressively fight for the future of the ACC, even if that means an ACC at some point down the road without Clemson and without Florida State. There's, of course, a third approach, which would mean to me, rather than aggressively going to either end of those polar opposites, you can play a wait-and-see game a while longer as 5 different lawsuits play out, as you and I have discussed in other videos, involving Clemson and Florida State and the Atlantic Coast Conference. We all know, by the way, on the one hand, there is absolutely no doubt, and this came up in the Board of Trustees meeting at UNC, there is no doubt that the Tar Heels would make a lot more money as a member of the Big Ten or the SEC right now and moving forward. The numbers right now, for those who don't know, those 2 leagues hand their members an annual check worth $50 to $60 million. The ACC members get an annual check right now worth about $40 million. So that's a $10 to $20 million a year deficit that ACC schools have compared to at least that aspect of the revenue at the schools they're often trying to beat on the field, on the court, that are members of the Big Ten or the SEC. That $10 to $20 million gap is going to grow through the course of this decade to $30 million a year, $40 million a year, because those leagues have signed more lucrative TV deals. And remember, of course, the ACC has been kind of stuck in its deal with ESPN all the way through 2036. It was a below market TV deal. It's all the way into the future. But I would argue, and this is the debate they have to have in a more intelligent way than whatever happened last week with that embarrassment, what is the downside to a wait-and-see approach? We know, for example, that there is an August deadline for anyone who would like to officially notify the ACC that they're leaving. Clemson and Florida State have not done that. And it is in the bylaws that you have to give notice by an August deadline to be able to leave the following year. What's the downside as we have this discussion in May of 2024? What is the downside, even if you're one of these UNC hawks, if you will, and you just want to chase the money and you're ready to burn 70 years of ACC history